All right, if you haven't heard, there were two massive trades that happened within a few hours of each other. Davante Adams is leaving the Raiders, and Amari Cooper is leaving the Browns, with Adams rejoining Aaron Rodgers up in New York, Amari Cooper joining Josh Allen in Buffalo. So this is going to be from ESPN, Rich Cremini and Daniel Oyofusi. Sorry for butchering your names, gentlemen. Determined to save their season from ruin and preserve their hopes of ending a half-century Super Bowl drought, the New York Jets finalized a blockbuster trade for star wide receiver Davante Adams on Tuesday. The Las Vegas Raiders received a 2025 conditional third-round pick in the trade. The pick could improve to a second-round selection, sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter, if Adams is a first- or second-team All-Pro this season or is on the Jets' active roster for the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl. The trade reunites Adams and quarterback Aaron Rodgers to recreate one of the most dangerous duos in NFL history. "We're back, man," Adams said while briefly joining Rodgers at the Jets facility in Florham Park, New Jersey for the quarterback's weekly appearance on the Pat McAfee Show. "We're back. Obviously, I'm really excited," Rodgers added. "It's on us now. We're going all in." Adams restructured his contract to lower his salary cap number this season to $3.21 million, sources told Schefter. 2 voidable years were added to the deal, and the two sides now will discuss his future in New York after the season. Jets interim coach Jeff Ulbrich was non-committal on whether Adams will make his Jets debut on Sunday at night against the Steelers. Adams sounded optimistic about his chances, saying his injured hamstring is feeling great. He missed the past 3 games. Yeah, I'm sure it does feel great, bro. A source, however, told Schefter that Adams expected to make his debut indeed. The Jets, 2-4, losers of 3 straight, made the agreement before Monday night's 23-20 loss to the Buffalo Bills. Adams took a red-eye flight to New Jersey, landing early Tuesday morning, went into the facility to take a physical, and finalized the trade. He's not only an elite player, as we all know, but the relationship with him and Aaron just takes his value to a whole other space for us, Ulbrich said. In the span of 7 days, the Jets have fired Coach Robert Saleh and made one of the splashiest trades in team history amid owner Woody Johnson's go-for-broke edict for 2024. The NFL League meeting in Atlanta on Tuesday, Johnson was almost incredulous when asked whether the season is salvageable. Salvageable? We're going to kick ass. You can add the words after that. I did for you, sir. We're going to do really well. Adams, who turns 32 on December 24th, is a 6-time Pro Bowl selection who achieved his greatest success with Rodgers as his quarterback in Green Bay. From 2014 to 2021, they combined for 615 completions, 7,529 yards, and 68 touchdowns. They were the NFL's second most prolific tandem over that span, trailing only Matt Ryan and Julio Jones of the Atlanta Falcons. Adams joins a crowded wide receiver core that includes emerging star Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, and Allen Lazard. The Jets also have Xavier Gipson, who handles punt and kickoff returns, and rookie Malachi Corley. It'll be up to the passing game coordinator Todd Downey, put in charge of the offense amid last week's coaching shakeup, to make it work. The Jets believe Adams' presence will create opportunities for Wilson, who has been drawing double coverage. Wilson and Rodgers struggled to connect early in the season, but Wilson is coming off his 2 most productive games with 21 catches, 208 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's the most targeted player in the league, but some of those targets now figure to go to Davante. I think it's really going to help Garrett out, Rodgers told of Adams' presence. Williams, 10 catches, 145 yards, has struggled to produce and could be the odd man out. On Monday night, he ran the wrong route on the Jets' final play, and the result was an interception. It's the second straight game which Rodgers' final pass was intercepted. Williams was targeted on both. The Jets could look to trade Williams, whom they signed to a 1-year, $10 million contract in the offseason. The Raiders will carry a dead cap charge of $13.67 million in 2024, $15.7 million in 2025 after trading Adams, according to Sport Track. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills acquired Amari Cooper in a trade Tuesday with the Cleveland Browns, adding a true number 1 wide receiver for star quarterback Josh Allen. The Bills received Cooper and a 2025 6th-round draft pick for a 2025 3rd-round pick and a 7th-round selection in 2026. Cooper, 30, fills the number 1 receiver void for the Bills that was open when Buffalo traded Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans before the season. Recent weeks, the Browns have fielded multiple offers on Cooper, who is in the final season of a 5-year deal he originally signed as a member of the Dallas Cowboys. The fact that Cleveland converted the majority of Cooper's $20 million base salary into a signing bonus made him more attractive as a trade candidate. After recording a career-high 1,250 receiving yards in 2023, Cooper has struggled with the Browns' offense that has failed to score 20 points in each of its first 6 games. That's not his fault. That is Deshaun Watson. Cooper leads Cleveland with 250 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, but his 4.7 yards per target ranks second worst in the NFL among qualifying pass catchers. His 3 drops are also tied for 6th most in the league. Move a Russ, Cooper said in an Instagram story. We appreciate Amari's hard work, professionalism, and on-field contributions throughout his 2+ seasons with us, the Browns general manager Andrew Berry said in a statement. Created many memorable moments with us and was an integral part of the 2023 playoff team. We wish him the best in Buffalo as he continues his NFL career. Adding Cooper gives the Bills significant and needed help at wide receiver. Without Diggs, the team embraced an everybody eats mindset with the goal of getting a variety of players involved in the offense at all times. But too often, especially in these past 3 games, receivers struggle to get open downfield. Bills wide receivers ranked 25th or worse in targets, receptions, receiving yards, and receiving first downs. The Bills released wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling on Tuesday to open a roster spot for Cooper. Cooper is a 5-time Pro Bowl selection, has 691 receptions, 9,736 yards, 62 touchdowns in his 10-season career. It's the 3rd time he's been traded in his career. The Raiders traded with the Cowboys in 2018, and then Dallas traded into the Browns in 2022. All right, that's a lot going on there, man. That's a lot of story I just went through, so let's just hop into it. I think that this instantly makes the Bills back into the conversation for Super Bowl threat. I have to wait and see on the Jets. Aaron Rodgers does not look like the Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers heyday Davante Adams level. Davante is obviously not him still in that regard, but if Davante's at a 10 at his peak, he's still at a 9.5. So I still think that this is a great trade, especially from a standpoint of if the point is to go all in right now, you don't know if Aaron is going to be beyond this season or the next season after that. Great. But again, as I've said with the Jets, if you don't pay Hassan Reddick, who you also spent all that money to go get, I just don't know if you have enough of the sauce to make it happen. Like, the defense is already a banger, but you need that full-on crazy-ass difference maker there. I also do worry about Garrett Wilson. I do think it will help. I think that CeeDee Lamb, for example, did benefit from having Amari Cooper there first to kind of take some of the pressure off, to up his skills and all that stuff. Garrett Wilson is already a beast, don't get me wrong, and I think just by the nature of Davante being there, it'll give him the opportunity to further develop, and then eventually, he'll probably shift back. If Adams stays, he'll shift back into number 1 and Davante into 2 as time goes on. But I do like it for Davante because he's clearly been unhappy. He's been very unhappy in Las Vegas. If you haven't seen it, go check out Netflix's Receiver. It was a great docuseries. They did the first one called Quarterback, and that followed Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota. There we go. And that season in which the Chiefs won the Super Bowl over the Eagles. And then this past year, though, they did Receiver, and Receiver followed Davante Adams, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I might be missing one, but I think it was just those 4. But it was really following their tales as receivers and how their life kind of plays out and the drama that unfolds and things like that. And I really, really, really enjoyed both those series. I'm now on to the NBA thing they've done called Starting 5. But I say all that to say that Davante made it very clear. He works hard. He wants to win. He has the sauce to do so. But the Raiders are another one of those organizations that can't decide if they're going to get their act together or not. There's definitely some organizations that have been marquee in the past, have had really great owners and fan bases and stuff like that, but in this modern era have been a dumpster fire. I'm going to talk about one that may or may not be important to me in a moment here. But the Raiders, and honestly the Jets too, have both been dumpster fires. So I'm curious to see if this actually does make any changes to how the Jets operate, if they do find a way to really challenge in the division. You had a close game against the Bills. I might be looking at replacing a kicker. There's a reason why the Cowboys cut Zerline. That motherfucker misses too many goddamn field goals, and you would have potentially won the game had he not missed, I think, like 3, something like that. So we'll see what happens. But again, I'm happy for Davante. You know, Aaron Rodgers is his boy. They really did make magic happen when they were together again. So there's a part of me that really hopes that that's what happens for him, that he sees a lot of success with the Jets. And for if my homie Ed Haskell is watching this, for his sake too, because I know he's a big Jets fan. Now, as far as Amari Cooper, I'm really happy for him as well. It's clear that the Browns are just saying, F it, we're screwed. Like, we haven't had Chubb so far this year, and he's aging too, so even when he gets healthy, who knows where that's coming. Deshaun Watson is absolute dog shit. I do feel a little bad that Jameis Winston is just kind of sitting there. Like, let him start, because clearly Watson is not good. So I'm glad they let Amari go. I like Amari Cooper. And I think that this now makes the Bills a legitimate threat. Like, yeah, they got on like a pretty hot start at the beginning of the season, and Josh Allen was playing lights out. But there is a problem when you don't have that difference maker in the skill position. It does hurt you. You're only going to get so far, because like I even look at everything that Patty's done. He's at least had a Kelsey or a Tariq every single time. He's always had that difference maker in the skill position. There wasn't anybody crazy good in the receiving core of, you know, the Bills after letting Stephon Diggs go that I was like, yeah, they're going to get it done. You brought in that rookie, but in the early second round, but he's going to need time to develop. He wasn't a Malik Neighbors who's instant superstar, or like what Odell Beckham was when he came in. You didn't end up with that. So adding Amari Cooper gives you that number one receiver who will go and get what you need. And as he is drawing doubles, now these dudes have a better chance of getting open themselves. And I genuinely think the Bills' offense becomes deadly. And once James Cook is really kind of healthy again, because it doesn't sound like it's anything crazy debilitating, then they're going to be on a roll. So I like both of these trades. I think it's crazy that the Browns got more for Amari now than the Cowboys did, you know, back in 2018 when he was in his peak. It's kind of infuriating, and it's going to get me to my next story yet again. But let me know what you think down in the comments about these two trades. Do you think that this is the moment that's going to really take these teams to the next level? Who do you think is going to win the division now? Tua is supposed to be back soon for Miami. I don't think the Patriots are going to do anything, but, you know, Drake May is now playing, and he looks pretty decent. But now both of these teams making huge pushes to upgrade their rosters now and try and make sure that they solidify the division. Who do you think is taking the AFC East? Let me know down in the comments.